Top 10 Female Dirty Weaknesses Every Man Must Know. Chapter 1. The Power of Touch and the Forbidden Effect. Unlocking a woman's deepest desires. Women often present themselves as independent, strong, and in control. They walk with confidence, speak with certainty, and claim they don't need a man to feel complete. But beneath that exterior, every woman has hidden weaknesses, psychological and biological triggers that bypass her logic and make her feel things she can't control. These triggers aren't about money, looks, or status. The truth is, women don't just fall for the richest, the best-looking, or the most powerful men. They fall for the men who understand psychology, the men who know how to get inside their minds and bodies in ways that make them feel something real, something primal. And one of the most powerful triggers? Touch. The power of a man's touch. Why she can't resist it. A woman might reject a man's words. She might insist she's not interested. She might even convince herself that she's not attracted to him. But her body tells a different story, because attraction isn't just mental, it's biological. Scientific studies have proven that physical touch increases oxytocin levels in women. Oxytocin is the hormone responsible for feelings of bonding, trust, and desire. It's the same hormone released during intimacy, affection, and even childbirth, making it one of the most powerful chemicals in the female brain. This is why a woman might be unsure about a man, but the moment he touches her the right way, she starts seeing him differently. It's not magic, it's science, and most men overlook this completely. A confident, well-timed touch can override her logical thinking and create an emotional reaction she can't ignore. Suddenly, she feels something, even if her mind told her not to. The secret to touch that makes her weak. The key to making a woman crave your touch isn't just about touching her. It's about how, when, and where you do it. A woman should never feel like you're forcing yourself on her. Instead, she should feel like she's naturally drawn into your space. And when you touch her, it should feel so smooth, so natural, so effortless that it just feels right. Here's how to do it. Start subtly. The first touches should be small, accidental, but intentional. Brushing her wrist during conversation, lightly placing your hand on her lower back as you guide her through a doorway, or letting your fingers briefly graze her knee when sitting next to her. These are the kinds of natural, unforced touches that create an instinctive reaction. Use sparing, confident contact. Touch should never feel random or desperate. A man who touches a woman constantly comes off as needy or insecure. Instead, touch should be deliberate, spaced out, and controlled. The less you do it, the more she notices it. Use the power of contrast. Women feel more excitement when there's contrast between presence and absence. If you touch her, let it linger for just a second too long, then pull away. The moment the touch is gone, she'll feel the emptiness of it, and that's what makes her crave more. Own your space. The most attractive men don't just touch a woman, they have a presence. They move with certainty, lean in when speaking, hold eye contact, and make a woman feel like she's inside their world. Control the moment. If you act nervous or unsure when you touch a woman, she will sense it immediately. But if you touch with confidence, she will react positively, even if she wasn't thinking about you that way before. Why touch works, even on uninterested women. This is the real secret. Women don't always know what they want until they feel it. A woman might have zero interest in a man at first, but when he understands the art of touch, something inside her shifts. Maybe it's a light touch on her lower back as he confidently leads her through a crowded bar. Maybe it's the way he briefly grabs her wrist while making a point. Maybe it's the way he playfully tugs on her hair before smirking and looking away. Suddenly, she's thinking about him differently. The guy she thought she wasn't interested in, now she's feeling something strange in her stomach whenever he's close. It's not manipulation, it's not trickery. It's biology, and once a man learns how to use it, he becomes unforgettable. The forbidden effect, why women crave what they can't have. If there's one psychological truth that every man needs to understand, it's this. Women are wired to desire what feels just out of reach. This is why a man who chases a woman desperately gets ignored. A man who keeps her slightly uncertain becomes addictive. The moment she thinks she's losing you, her emotions intensify. Psychologist Robert Cialdini calls this the scarcity principle, the idea that we desire things more when they seem rare or unattainable. Ever notice how a woman can ignore a guy for weeks, but the second he stops caring, she suddenly becomes interested? That's the forbidden effect in action. Women don't just want a man who wants them. They want a man who they're not completely sure they can have. How to trigger the forbidden effect. Be busy, have a life. A man who always prioritizes a woman over his own passions signals that he has nothing else going on. A woman respects a man who has his own purpose, his own goals, and his own drive. Be selective, not desperate. A woman doesn't want to feel like she's the only option a man has. If he acts like he could take her or leave her, she will instinctively chase him. Know when to walk away. The moment a man shows that he isn't afraid to lose her, she suddenly values him more. This is why women chase unavailable men, not because they actually love the game, but because it forces them to feel desire on a deeper level. The man who remains slightly unpredictable, who isn't always available, who keeps her on edge, that's the man she can't get out of her head. The deadly mistake most men make. Most men either try too hard and give everything away too soon, killing the mystery and making themselves predictable. Don't try at all and come off as uninterested, making her feel like they're boring or uninterested. The secret is in the balance. Give her just enough to feel the attraction, then pull away and let her chase it. This is how to make a woman think about you non-stop. Conclusion. Most men believe attraction is about what they say to a woman. But the truth is, attraction is about what you make her feel. Deep in her subconscious, the right kind of touch, combined with the psychology of scarcity, makes a woman feel a primal pull toward a man. Master these, and you will stand out from every other man she's ever met. Coming up next, Chapter 2, Why Drama, Voice Control, and Jealousy Fuel a Woman's Addiction to a Man. This is where we dive deep into the emotional triggers that make women feel completely hooked on certain men. Stay tuned. Chapter 2, Drama, Voice Control, and Jealousy, the triggers of emotional addiction. Attraction isn't just about looks, wealth, or even personality. It's about how a woman feels when she's around you, and more importantly, how she feels when you're not around. Most men think women want peace, stability, and predictability. And while that's true for long-term security, when it comes to raw attraction, what really hooks a woman is something completely different: emotional highs and lows. A woman might logically want a nice guy who treats her well, but she falls hardest for the man who makes her feel something intense. A man who knows how to ignite drama, control his voice, and use jealousy in the right way can make a woman emotionally addicted to him without her even realizing it. Why drama keeps her hooked, even if she says she hates it. Most men assume women want a drama-free, emotionally stable relationship. But the truth? Women get bored when things are too easy. A woman who is too comfortable, too certain, too safe in a relationship will eventually crave excitement somewhere else. Think about it. Why do women stay with men who are unpredictable? Why do they obsess over guys who disappear, then reappear like nothing happened? Why do they talk about the one who got away years after the fact? Because it wasn't just about the man. It was about the emotional roller coaster he put her on. When a man understands the power of emotional contrast, he becomes the kind of guy a woman can't walk away from, even if she tries. How emotional contrast creates attraction. Psychologists have found that dopamine spikes when emotions fluctuate between highs and lows. This is why women get addicted to unpredictable men, the ones who make them laugh one minute and challenge them the next, disappear for a short time, then return with even more charm. Make them feel uncertainty, but also make them feel amazing when they're together. Predictability kills attraction. A man who is always too nice, too available, too predictable creates zero excitement. There's no thrill, no challenge, no anticipation. Unpredictability keeps her thinking about you. When a man creates emotional ups and downs, a woman can't stop thinking about him because she hasn't figured him out yet, and that mystery is what makes him irresistible. Think of a TV series with an amazing plot twist. What keeps you watching? The unpredictability. That's exactly how women's attraction works. The power of a man's voice. How to control her mind without her realizing it. A woman's ears are just as sensitive as her skin. The way a man speaks, the depth of his voice, and the way he pauses before delivering a sentence, all of these sink into her subconscious and affect her attraction on a deep, primal level. A deep, controlled voice isn't just attractive, it's commanding. It signals dominance, certainty, and power. And a woman reacts to that instinctively. What science says about voice and attraction. A study from the University of Aberdeen found that women are more attracted to men with lower-pitched voices because they subconsciously associate them with confidence, authority, and strong genetics. But it's not just about pitch. Men who speak too fast sound nervous. Men who speak too slow sound unsure. Men who speak with control pull a woman in without her even realizing it. Think of a scene in a movie where a man seduces a woman. He doesn't rush. He doesn't blurt things out. He speaks with precision, like every word is designed to affect her. And the real secret? It's not just about sounding good. It's about knowing when to stay silent. Why silence creates attraction. Sometimes the pause before answering makes her anticipate your words even more. A nervous man rushes to fill every gap in conversation. A confident man lets the silence build tension, and that tension fuels attraction. A woman's imagination is far more powerful than anything you could say. The more she's forced to wonder about what you're thinking, the more she feels drawn to you. It's not just what you say, it's how you say it. And when you master this, you can make a woman feel things just by the way you speak. The hidden effect of jealousy, how to make her want you more. Most men think that if they show too much interest in other women, they'll turn off the woman they're pursuing. But the reality? A woman's desire isn't just about attraction, it's about competition. She can like a man, but the moment she sees other women interested in him, her desire intensifies. This is female psychology at its core. Women are wired to want high-value men. A high-value man is always in demand. If other women want you, she will want you even more. Why women desire what other women want. It's the reason why celebrities, athletes, and powerful men never struggle with attraction. Women become obsessed with men in relationship. A woman will ignore a man for months, but suddenly want him when she sees another woman flirting with him. Women don't just want a great man. They want a man that other women want. A man who is completely focused on just one woman might think he's being loyal, but in her mind, he's signaling that he has no other options. No options equals no value. But the man who is admired by other women, that's the man she can't stop thinking about. How to use jealousy to increase attraction. Be socially active. Women notice when a man is surrounded by other women, even if he's not flirting. Don't always be available. If she feels like she has to compete for your time, she values it more. Be confident around other women. A man who can naturally interact with multiple women signals high social value. This isn't about playing games or being manipulative. It's about understanding psychology. If a woman feels like she's the only one chasing you, she assumes she's in control. But the moment she feels like she might lose you to someone else, that's when she starts chasing you. Conclusion: drama, voice control, and jealousy. These are the 3 hidden triggers that create deep emotional addiction in a woman. If you never create emotional contrast, she'll get bored. If you speak without control, you won't command her attraction. If you show no social proof, she'll assume you have no value. But a man who understands these principles, that's the man who can make a woman crave him on a deep subconscious level. Coming up next, Chapter 3, the chase, the fantasy, and the need for authority. This is where we break down why men who create mystery, tension, and dominance become unforgettable. Stay tuned. Chapter 3, the chase, the fantasy, and the need for authority. If there's one mistake most men make, it's this. They give away their value too soon. They think that if they show a woman how much they like her, she'll return the same energy. They believe that if they're open, available, and affectionate right away, she'll appreciate it. But in reality, she loses interest. Why? Because attraction isn't about logic, it's about psychology. Women aren't drawn to men who hand over their attention and emotions on a silver platter. They're drawn to men who know how to create mystery, build tension, and establish authority. This is why the men who understand the chase, the fantasy, and the need for authority become unforgettable, while the men who give too much too soon get ignored. Why the chase is more important than the catch. A woman may claim she wants a man who is consistent, affectionate, and available, but the moment a man makes himself too easy to get, her attraction fades. Why? Because women don't fall in love with the prize. They fall in love with the pursuit of the prize. The science behind the chase. When a woman isn't 100% sure about a man, she thinks about him more. When a man keeps her guessing, she becomes emotionally engaged. When a man pulls away slightly, her brain triggers a dopamine rush, making her want him even more. What kills the chase? Telling her too soon how much you like her, giving her unlimited attention without her earning it, being available every time she calls or texts. What keeps the chase alive? Making her wonder about your level of interest, being busy with your own life and goals, not always responding right away, creating anticipation. The moment a woman feels like she has you completely, she stops chasing. But the moment she feels like she might lose you, that's when her emotions intensify. This is why men who are slightly unpredictable stay in a woman's mind far longer than men who make things too easy. The fantasy effect, why women love men they can't fully have. Attraction isn't just about looks. It's about the story a man creates in a woman's mind. Women don't just fall for a man. They fall for how he makes them feel when he's not around. Ever wonder why women become obsessed with mysterious men? Why they fantasize about celebrities they've never even met? Because their imagination fills in the blanks. How to create the fantasy effect. Don't give everything away too soon. Most men make the mistake of oversharing, thinking it builds connection, but the truth, women desire mystery. The more she wonders about you, the more she fantasizes about you. Be playful and unpredictable. If a man always answers questions directly, he becomes predictable and boring. But if he answers with a bit of mystery or humor, she becomes intrigued. Examine her. So, what do you do for work? Boring guy. I'm an accountant. Intriguing guy. I track secrets for a living. But if I told you more, I'd have to make you sign an NDA. Smirk. See the difference? One response is forgettable. The other creates curiosity. Make her wonder what you're thinking. A woman's imagination is your greatest weapon. If she knows exactly how you feel at all times, there's no excitement. But if she wonders whether she's winning you over or not, she becomes invested. Men who leave just enough mystery become the men women can't stop thinking about. The need for authority, why women crave strong, decisive men. Women may say they want an equal in a relationship, but deep down, they are drawn to men who lead, not in a controlling way, not in an arrogant way, but in a way that makes them feel safe, guided, and secure. Why women desire strong men. Women are biologically wired to seek security. A man who is confident in his decisions makes a woman feel at ease. A woman will test a man's strength not to dominate him, but to see if he can handle her. This is why women subconsciously test men, pushing their boundaries, disagreeing with them, or challenging them. They don't do this because they want to dominate a man. They do it because they want to see if he's strong enough to handle them. A weak man crumbles under pressure, constantly seeks approval, and lets a woman dictate his every decision. A strong man stands firm in his values, leads with confidence, and doesn't let a woman control him emotionally. And that's the man she respects. How to display authority in a way that women crave. Be decisive. Women hate it when a man says, "I don't know, what do you want to do?" A strong man makes decisions without hesitation. He says, "Let's do this instead. I know a great spot. Trust me." Set boundaries. A man with no boundaries gets walked all over, but a man who has self-respect and doesn't tolerate disrespect earns a woman's admiration. Be unapologetically yourself. A weak man tries to adjust his personality to fit what a woman wants. A strong man stays true to himself, and women love him for it. Conclusion. Most men chase too hard, overshare, and seek approval, killing attraction. The most attractive men let women chase, keep them guessing, and lead with confidence. The chase, the fantasy, the authority. Master these three, and you become the man she can't forget. Coming up next, Chapter 4, the emotional roller coaster and the submissive trigger. This is where we dive into why emotions dictate attraction more than logic, and how a woman's deepest desire is to feel safe enough to surrender. Stay tuned. Chapter 4, the emotional roller coaster and the submissive trigger, unlocking her deepest desires. If there's one truth that separates men who attract women effortlessly from those who struggle, it's this: women don't choose men based on logic. They choose based on emotions. You can be the nicest guy, the most supportive boyfriend, the most successful man, but if you don't make her feel something intense, she won't crave you. Women aren't addicted to comfort. They're addicted to emotional highs and lows, intensity, and the deep primal desire to surrender to a strong man. This is why the men who understand how to create an emotional roller coaster and tap into a woman's submissive trigger make women fall for them hard and fast, while the men who try to be perfect gentlemen often get ignored. The emotional roller coaster: why women get hooked on men who trigger highs and lows. A woman might say she wants peace, stability, and predictability in a relationship. But the truth? If there's no excitement, no challenge, and no emotional contrast, she will get bored and start pulling away. A man who makes her feel safe but also challenged, adored but also slightly uncertain, excited but also slightly nervous, creates an emotional roller coaster, and that's what keeps her addicted. The science behind emotional contrast and why it triggers attraction. Psychologists have found that dopamine, the brain's pleasure chemical, is released when emotions shift between highs and lows. This is why women get hooked on men who are unpredictable and exciting. They remember the heartbreaks and passionate moments long after they're over. They feel bored when things become too predictable or routine. The men who create emotional contrast make women feel alive. The men who make everything too easy, too smooth, and too predictable get forgotten. How to use emotional contrast to make a woman emotionally addicted to you. Make her laugh, then challenge her. A woman loves a man who makes her laugh, but if he's only funny and playful, she won't see him as strong. Instead, mix humor with directness and challenge. If she says something teasing, give her a smirk and a sharp comeback. Give her attention, then pull away. If you give a woman all your attention all the time, she starts to take it for granted. But if you're engaging one moment and slightly distant the next, she starts wondering, wait, why isn't he chasing me? I need to get his attention back. Be passionate, then be mysterious. Men who are always available lose their mystique, but men who are passionate in the moment but still slightly mysterious become addictive. When a woman wonders, what is he thinking? What does he want? Her attraction intensifies. The secret isn't in being cold or distant. It's in knowing how to create emotional shifts that keep her engaged. The submissive trigger, why women crave to surrender to a strong man. Despite modern independence, most women still have a deep biological craving, a craving to be with a man who makes them feel safe enough to surrender. This isn't about dominance in a controlling way. It's about a woman's desire to feel feminine, soft, and protected in the presence of a masculine, confident man. Why women crave strong, masculine men. Women want to feel like they belong to a strong man. They want a man who knows how to lead without hesitation. They want a man who makes them feel safe enough to embrace their femininity. A woman can't feel truly feminine if she's with a man who is unsure, nervous, or apologetic about his masculinity. She can only surrender to a man she trusts to lead. How to trigger a woman's deepest submissive desire. Be decisive. Never hesitate to lead. Women respect men who take charge. Weak men always say, I don't know. What do you want to do? Strong men say, let's do this. Set boundaries, demand respect, and give it in return. Women test men not because they want to dominate them, but because they want to see if a man is strong enough to handle them. A weak man lets a woman walk all over him. A strong man respects her, but won't tolerate disrespect. Exude confidence through body language and tone. A man who stands tall, speaks with authority, and moves with certainty triggers a woman's biological craving for masculinity. When a man knows his worth, leads with confidence, and creates emotional depth, a woman naturally surrenders to his presence. Conclusion: why emotions always beat logic in attraction. Women don't fall in love because a man is nice, wealthy, or looks good on paper. They fall in love because a man makes them feel something they can't explain. The emotional roller coaster keeps her engaged. The submissive trigger makes her crave his presence. When a man masters these psychological triggers, he becomes the kind of man a woman can't walk away from, even if she tries. Final thoughts. The top 10 female dirty weaknesses every man must know. Throughout this guide, we've uncovered the deepest female psychological triggers that most men never understand. 1. The power of a man's touch, the subconscious attraction switch. 2. The forbidden effect, why women crave what they can't have. 3. Why drama keeps her hooked, the dopamine effect. 4. How a man's voice controls her mind, the silent seduction. 5. The hidden effect of jealousy, the competitive desire for high-value men. 6. The sweet spot of tension, why slow building attraction works best. 7. The fantasy effect, why women love a man they can't fully figure out. 8. The authority effect, why women subconsciously crave leadership. 9. The emotional drug, why women get addicted to highs and lows in a relationship. The submissive trigger, a woman's deepest desire to surrender to a strong man. Master these, and you won't just attract women, you'll make them crave you on a deep subconscious level. Want more? If you want to learn even more powerful secrets about attraction, seduction, and deep psychology, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more content. Leave a comment with what you found most surprising. Apply these principles today. Watch how women respond differently. Stay sharp, stay aware, stay ahead. Until next time.